$1,249.34.
Okay, is that a motion to approve those as presented? This one?
Motion.
All right. Is there a support?
Support.
Ms. Bebop, all right? Comments, questions? Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call, Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Gable?
Yes.
Trustee Bebop?
Yes.
Trustee Klein?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Westrick?
Yes. Thank you. Unfinished business, old business. Old business 1 is the board commission compensation resolution. I believe that we have this done as corrected that we talked about last meeting. And there was a handout that was here for that too. Fire authority, which I believe you mentioned it at the last meeting too, that it was considered down here, right? Township out of,
I thought it would be
Office.
rolled into that paragraph, and Cindy explained that the fire authority is the only board that has their own bylaws that states they cannot be compensated with the, for attendance of the meeting.
right. it's a-
However, you can apply for reimbursement of expenses for $25 per meeting after the fact, whether it's done monthly, quarterly, however often you meet.
Yeah.
It would be handled that way rather than be on this list with all the other boards and commissions.
Yeah, I think she's got it here. We'll do budget for this as best practice, and we'll use the same $65 amount. It's paid out upon a reimbursement, which means you have to be there.
Or the same, she said.
Yeah.
That was the question I had, like, so they only get reimbursed if they go to the meeting, correct?
Right,
Correct.
Okay,
right.
okay.
And
Like
that's the
all
same
these.
for all of them, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
You
same
have
for
to be at the
everything.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these, we travel to the authorities, which
Yeah.
are both at the fire halls now. It used to be St. Clair City Hall, but they moved it back to the fire hall 6 months ago. But there is a separate agreement that we signed, I think, a year or two ago that mentioned that, you know, we can either put it on here or we can bring that agreement back to approve, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it has to be that way.
It does, according to her. I had the
It has to be on that
conversation
other agreement?
in the office, yes.
Okay. Well, we'll address that separately after this then, if you want.
Well, it was pretty much
It's all-
just for information, so you're aware of why it's not on here.
Right. Well, we'll
How-
still,
How it would be handled.
we still have to make sure that we approve that. We can make it the same motion if you want, all right? Or not? No, we can't. It's a resolution.
I think it's just done through the
Yeah,
reimbursement.
I say
request.
it is, but it-
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it
And
is
it'll
the
be
same
documented.
amount.
I will document it in the minutes, so we'll have it for reference for future,
Okay.
so it'll all be.
That's good.
Yeah, we'll probably end up bringing that agreement back because there is a separate agreement, I remember, for that. But anyway,
All right.
we'll do whatever we have to do. Is everybody okay with this now, with the way it's written?
Yes.
think it's
65
what-
per meeting attendance.
It was what everybody talked about?
Yep.
Basically, it's $65 a meeting if you're there, across the board. There's, you know, the board review can get a little lengthy, so that one's for the first hour, 65, and then $15 an hour after the first hour. Everything else is as presented, so if there's no other questions. I entertain a motion to approve the resolution as written.
I'll support.
Okay, we need a roll call. on that.
Yep, let's do roll call vote. Mr. Mooney. Roll call vote. Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Bebop?
Yes.
Trustee Klein?
Yes.
Trustee Richard?
Yes.
Supervisor Westrick?
Yes. And again, we'll check into that, that there is a separate agreement somewhere on the fire authority, but we'll do 65 on that, but we will bring it back just to clarify, okay? I think that's best. Okay, new business. We had quite a few interviews, second interviews. We discussed at length our position of the engineering company that we have now and what we want to do. 5 committee, I believe you all got my email with proposals, but it was 5 people on the committee. Wally Street, he's an engineer, retired, and had him as well from the planning commission. And I feel, as long as the rest of the committee feels, that these 2, we've thought about 3, but we're going to leave it at 2. That AEW and Wade Trim Associates, there's going to be our new engineers, so.
Both?
Yeah, we kind of have an idea of pretty much all the the infrastructure as in piping, and water mains, sewers, manholes, all that stuff, and site plan reviews of possibly, we have to clarify after that for sure, but that's all gonna be handled by AEW. Anything inside the plants, which is water plant, sewer plant, Wade Trim built that one, I believe. I think they did both.
They did both.
They were engineers here for over 40 years. So they have an extensive history with us, as well as a lot of documents probably that we don't even know about. But they're good for that, and I think that's what we're going to kind of divide up. But it's going to be whoever's best fit for what specific job we're going to do, you know. It's going to be kind of myself and Dwayne, and we'll sit down and decide, along with, you know, the DPW or sewer water plant operator, whatever they think is best. But that's kind of what we're thinking for right now, you know, and then we're going to push for that direction. That's kind of how those two companies excel, I think. So we don't think we need any more
It'll
than
probably
that.
be better too, to have two and rather than one, because we had such a gap in coverage with just PCE running their heads off trying to do everything and they couldn't even keep up.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good thing.
And we're trying to close out the projects that we had right now. We're having a little bit of difficulty, but we're going to work through that. It is what it is. So, I mean, I entertain motion to approve these two, I guess what it is, for township supervisor to sign the 3-year agreements.
I'll make a motion to
On behalf of the
authorize the township supervisor on the township's behalf to enter into 3-year agreements with both AEW and Wade Trim for general engineering services upon receiving notification from legal counsel that the aforementioned proposals are acceptable.
Moved by the clerk, is there support?
I'll support.
All right, thank you.
I just have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the contract gonna come back before us, so that we can vote on it then too?
The contract's attached. The only thing that might change is any legalese, we'll call it, that the attorney might not like.
Well, the thing that I read, it said something about a contract, but there's no contract actually in there. And I don't remember.
But our intention wasn't, because it's a pretty boilerplate standard contract for engineering
Right.
services like we've seen. Mr. Loper's had some changes he wanted in there to include deliverables, as he calls them.
Yep.
You know, that anytime a job's finished out, we make sure we get this, and this, and whatnot.
Yeah, I
He's
saw
very
that, yeah.
thorough.
That was good.
And now we're just making sure the attorney's happy with the language too, which it's the same for every municipality that do these for, so. But AEW made their changes, I believe you said already.
Yep, and then Wade and Trim is working to mirror AEW's proposal so that we don't have
The
any.
agreement?
Yeah, I guess that makes it easier.
There's no conflict or discrepancies between the two.
So we can
Good.
get copies once they're finalized.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that, you know, it's been reviewed many times, so what we want. So we'll go ahead and execute those. We got to hit the ground running on a couple projects
Yep.
right away, so. Bryson and then the water.
Yep.
Those others. So anyway, we'll bring it back as a consent, you know, show you what we did. If that makes you happy. Shouldn't be a big deal.
Copy of the
Yeah,
agreement.
Yep. Yep, we'll give you the executed copies or whatever when we finally get it back.
is that something that can be sent to the board prior to it being signed so that we can just take a look at it? Just to see?
I don't know if we can do that though. I don't know.
Yeah, we can.
Well,
As
we
long
can
as we're not
You mean approve it
discussing it.
here and then just,
I mean, you can't take a poll, you can't say, hey,
Right,
you guys
right.
like
Can't
this?
do that.
Right.
Right. Well, if we prove it here, that's not a
Well,
problem.
we're approving it tonight,
Yeah,
the agreement,
yeah.
to engage in the past, we just appointed them as our engineers for the year or
Right.
whatever. I don't even know if there were formal agreements back in the day, I don't recall.
There was not.
Yeah,
All right.
so this should be
That's
something.
a problem. But yeah, these agreements have been forwarded over by both of us already. Now our engineer, or our attorney's looking at them to make sure that they're complete.
And I mean, neither one of them have a problem with us. It doesn't sound like they have, because one of the things I read, it was like, we agree not to subcontract with anyone else or something like that, like,
You mean with another engineering firm?
yeah.
Yeah, that's being changed,
Okay.
so, yeah. And this is not a 3-year agreement that can't be canceled. If we're not happy with their services, by all means, they will get.
Right.
Absolutely.
And the thing with Wade Trim, like, I've never had an issue with him. Like, I mean, I was on the master plan committee with Adam. Adam's awesome. He's very professional. But like, why did we stray away from them for a while?
Don't ask me, ask you. You
Because
were on
we
the board.
lost our main guy,
Yeah,
Brian
that's
Freeman.
Yeah,
He
I don't
was
know.
our guy for years and years. He left, and then I think the service just,
Oh.
like,
Oh.
we weren't a priority anymore.
I think they kind of went by price, but,
Ah.
you know, and you know how that goes. You
Yep.
get what you pay for.
It was fine.
And these, all of them are pretty much the same price for engineer. They really
Yeah.
are. So, yeah, we wanted a contract, and we wanted a lot of stuff that was in there, so that's why we did that.
Okay.
But what I'll do is, once we get the copy of it, that we're gonna, I'll leave it there.
Okay. That's all I got.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? There was a movement.
We got a motion and a support.
Okay. You want to do a roll call or all in favor? Just all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Special meeting date for workshop. We got turned around on the last one. Did not break my heart, kind of busy. So we need to pick another date to have the consultants come in and kind of work with us and help us through goals, mission, all that kind of stuff.
What dates are we looking at?
I don't have a date in mind yet, so that's kind of up to everybody here. I mean, we can do it next Monday if you want.
I won't be here.
I think she might be available. I would have to make sure with consultant Nancy. but- Monday, no good?
I will be out of town.
Oh, that's right, you're going to Florida. Yeah. It's up to you guys, whatever you want to do. You know, I like to do it sooner than later, so people don't get busy.
If it works with majority, go for it.
Well, it'll probably be two, there's probably could be two.
Right.
I don't think we'll get through it all in one, but definitely not any more than two. I told her on 4 days, I'm like, that isn't happening. So.
Keep it simple.
When you back?
20th,
These ones are second meeting.
17th, or 18th. It's a holiday. President's Day is the next Monday of the meeting week. So I think it pushes to Tuesday. So close for President's Day.
You'll be back the 24th then. Well, you want to shoot for the 10th and the 24th? You have days of the meetings for this month? Are you up for every Monday with that? What do you guys think?
I'm available on
Everyone else
Monday
with
evening.
that? Let's try that. We'll try the 10th at 5 o'clock.
Do you check a date before you post it then? Is that what you're
Yeah,
gonna do?
yeah, we're going to make sure that she's available. I want to make sure it was with you guys
Yeah,
first, then we'll go
right.
ahead and post it.
Right,
Yeah.
okay,
We'll try the 10th at 5 o'clock, and then we'll try and do the 24th at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And then that's just preliminarily say that now, okay? We'll go ahead and set that date. I make a motion, we do the
I can't do
5th,
the
or the
10th.
10th or the 24th.
I
at
can't
5
do the
o'clock.
10th.
Okay?
All right.
Can't do the 10th.
Yep, support, and possibly at the second one, if we have time, can we cover the other stuff that we were talking about too?
We can, or we can just do a short work session before a meeting, maybe.
Okay.
Work with that, once we figure that out, because I want to finish that first and then
Right, right,
roll with it, you know what
yep.
I mean? All right, so,
Pat cannot do the 10th.
I'm not available on the
But is
10th.
everyone else available? Okay.
I think
As
so.
long as-
You'll be here the 24th?
Almost.
Yeah, I can the 24th, yes.
Okay.
Me too.
Well, we're going to take minutes and have probably a presentation
Right.
from it. We'll send it to you, an email, and you can read it too.
Yep.
Okay.
And I have notes too, I've already.
Yeah, and then any questions or comments you had of that, we can start off
Okay.
with that on the 24th.
All right.
What time?
5 o'clock for each one, and you'll post that for us. As long as Nancy's okay with the first meeting. Nancy can-
Cindy can post it.
Oh,
She'll
yeah.
know if it's confirmed or not,
That's true.
not me.
Okay,
I won't be.
we'll do that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you.
Did you make that a motion?
I did, and Mr. Ritchie supported it.
So you made it a
Yeah.
motion and
Going right on without you.
apparently I missed that.
I did too.
I'd get a mid-sentence. Okay. Where were we at? DPW equipment purchase. We have the doors over in the Springborn building. It's been going on for 2 years that I know of at least, because I was over there and it drove me nuts. You hit the door, closes or it won't close or open back up, this and that, mess around with it. They messed with the switches, they did a bunch of stuff. We just need to replace the operators over there, okay? And This is the update one, Wayne?
Yep.
Okay. And we are going to go with that other company?
Crawford Door.
Oh, Crawford. Okay.
And
Yeah, that
while-
one was incompatible, you're right.
Yep, and while they were inspecting the one operator, they noticed that a spring was broken.
Okay.
So there's an additional spring replacement that
Right.
wasn't in your
And-
original
and
package.
It might have to do too, but, there's a gate operator too, you know what I'm saying, for the gate out there, and the remote's compatible with that. Well, if we went with a different company, we'd no longer have that compatible. We have to have another remote for each door, all that, so we want to keep it one remote. So, the recommendation from the Director of Public Services that we go with Crawford Door for $4,079, and then a spring 821, total of $4,920.26. And it's on the DPW repair and maintenance, we have money in there to do that, so I make that a motion.
Support.
All right, any questions or
I
comments?
just have a stupid question. Are we gonna be using that storage facility? Is that gonna be around for,
Oh, yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
curious.
A lot of vehicles, and a lot of stuff that we don't use a lot, so.
Okay. Okay.
It's full.
That's a nice building.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
not that
It's
old.
not heated or
Okay.
anything, but it's, yeah. All right, you gotta do a roll call.
Yes.
It's budgeted, but go ahead and roll call.
We do. Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Bebak?
Yes.
Trustee Klein?
Yeah.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Wister?
Yes. All right. DPW operator requesting approval to attend a 3-day Eagle distribution short course. We always encourage this. It looks like the total cost will be $631. It's going on April 15th to the 17th.
I'll make that motion.
All right. Is there support for that?
Support.
That's one, thank you. Can I do all of them?
Roll call vote. Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Bebak?
Yes.
Trustee Klein?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Wister?
Yes. Same thing again for the next one, you guys, number 5. He's a water clarification review course. We had the one operator that was a little bit more experienced move to the water plant. I think you knew that, so that's why Cameron wants to step up a little bit more training. So this one here, 541, just so you know that these are reversed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Technically, the previous one, one's 541, one's 631. You have to make sure you have the appropriate paperwork. That's okay? You'll be fine. Second one is for him as well, for April 29th and 30th. Again, from the same account. I make a motion to approve that for 541 as presented, or 631, whatever it may be.
My support.
Thank you. Eagle distribution store.
Did you make a motion?
Yeah, I did.
So, hold on. Make sure I got this right for the minutes.
This one says here, Eagle distribution short course, spring 25.
3 day is 631, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, looks like it, yes.
Yeah, they got them mixed up.
Oh, I see, just the paper,
Just the paper.
the behind paper went to the wrong thing. I got you.
Yeah.
Then 541 for the second.
So just make sure you make that one side correct. This is 541. And this is 631. Okay? All right, there's a motion made and supported.
Roll call vote. Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Bebak?
Yes.
Trustee Klein?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Wister?
Yes, and the last one's number 6, new business 6, Mr. Stager. He's our new hire, doing a tremendous job, and we're gonna get him started with some training, whether he likes it or not. 2 days, April 22nd, 23rd. Actually, he's looking forward to it. And it appears his was 591. That's correct on there.
All right.
Make a motion to approve that as presented.
Support.
Okay, any other discussion? Call the roll.
Roll call, Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Viva?
Yes.
Trustee Klein?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Westrich?
Yes. New business 7, I have a request for sewer credit for water usage, 3930 River Road, number 17.
Do we want to have them come up and speak?
Not a leak, looks like they left the hose on. Yeah, would like to, go ahead. Just explain what happened, what went on, and go from there.
Good evening. What had happened is, earlier in the summer, we installed a out water faucet for my in-laws at their condo, so it was convenient for them to be able to water their flowers on their deck. It hooked up to the spigot on the house with a 10-foot hose to it. Unfortunately, no one remembered to turn it off when winter hit. It froze sometime, and it was found on January 13th that had been running, made a big ice pond around the backyard. I mean, shut it off at that time, but the water bill went from the normal $70 to $3,000. We know we used the water, but we know the extra did not go down the sewer, so it was not processed in the sewer plant, and we're asking to get the sewer credited back. Pay for the water that was used, but not have to pay for the sewer that the water didn't go.
Okay. All right, members of the board, if you read the back, DPW comments, homeowner evidently left the hose on. I think you saw the attachment to it, so.
Also, can I say something also? My name is Dan Walter, they live in the commons areas where they're at is where this leak took place, and as of October 1st, no one, all the furniture was supposed to be removed off the deck, so there's nobody in that area. And it was close to the house, even as tall as Bob and I are, I can't see it from the house. But when it got cold, it broke, obviously, and then because there was no snow on the ground, this was just flowing, and it was dark most of the day. And so when it snowed finally one day, you could actually see the snow around it except for this stream running down there. And it was running between my parents' condo and my neighbors, so you really couldn't see it. Well, then my neighbor saw it, or her neighbor saw it, and notified us what was going on. And then from there, we just contacted all the shut off.
So when the water was off, it went from the spigot to another spigot, a portable spigot with a hose.
Yeah.
So sometime the hose broke, when it thawed, it started running.
There's just a hose between the house and the one we put out here. It was off at the other hose, but
I spoke with the DPW supervisor on this too, and his reason, it's homeowner left the hose on, but it's typically for like a broken pipe or bad toilet or something like that. And it says right in the ordinance, not for, homeowner negligence or whatever, like leaving a hose on or something like that. So that was his basis for denying this. I just want to let you know that. Because I talked to him about why did you deny it. So that's his reason for that. So knowing that, I mean, that's why he denied it, but you guys can deliberate on what you want to do here. So,
Well, we just had the same situation about 2 months ago, and it was denied because we no longer give sewer credits for
there was a hose too.
anything that's
The homeowners.
man-made or.
Right, and that's not a part of the
Unfortunately,
normal piping and fixtures of the building. Yeah, I remember that one. It was a hose too. It was left on and.
The problem is if we have to be consistent, and I think like our policy is, I mean, I'm not entirely sure why it is the way that it is, but that's I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
It's
how it was
it's a
adopted.
bad situation. It really
because
is.
back in the day,
Especially
for
they
that
used to
kind of money.
allow like pools to be filled up. They don't allow that
Sewer
anymore.
credits, yeah, I used to.
well, this is in the middle of beginning of winter, and obviously it isn't going down sewer. We're more than willing to pay the bill either way, but the water usage of our state but I don't understand why, because of the sewer, there's not one main sewers. Appreciate it. That's all I have.
Yeah, we're referring to what's written in the ordinance, and then that's what our DPW supervisor followed, so we're kind of thinking, what can we do, you know, if there's
Based on
anything,
that.
so. I get it, that's a big bill, it really is. I did the same thing, if it means
It's an
anything.
unfortunate, it is.
Do we-
My frost froze,
do we
because I left the
allow
hose
them
on
to
it, and it sprayed
maybe
water everywhere
spread
else.
that payment out, or is it due? What's our policy on that?
I'm sorry?
I was just asking,
That's a good
since it is quite a large amount of money, do we allow them, I don't know what our policy is, I'll be very honest, can they make payments, like, rather than saying it's due January 15th, you know? I don't know, I feel badly, and I appreciate the honesty.
Is there an appeals process to it, or is it just final say?
This is it.
This is,
Unfortunately, no, Bob,
You know, what-
it's a board thing. It's a terrible situation.
You negligently left, where we just left the hose on running. I mean, we had another shut off at the end of it, unfortunately it froze, and I find that just.
Yeah, it's,
East China, or even China doesn't do that, because I had in my house, at one time, had the water backup sump pump stuck in it. We got about 1,500 bottles going in.
This is how it ended up.
Right there, so we'll take the sewage off of that. We know what
Your
happened.
stepdad, wasn't it?
Just didn't go down the sewer system.
Again, unfortunately, like you said, we just had one of these a few months ago, and the same exact thing happened. And our ordinance, whether it's written and everything else, we really couldn't do anything because it set a precedent for everybody, unfortunately. It's just a bad thing. I did the same thing. It didn't cost me that kind of money, but it cost me a bunch of money too. And mine was actually a broken frost proof though, but still, you know, it went outside, not inside the house. That's one good thing, but.
It's just a precedent setting, the last one. Is there something that can be changed, so
Well-
in the future, if something like this happens, that the folks that are up here, running folks, that will get a chance to get to hear their side of it and
Yeah,
understand the sewage part, that's all it is a sewage.
As a board, I mean, if you're truly working for the people of your township, I would think you would want to readdress that in policy, because I find that absurd. You know the water did not get down the sewer. I mean, it's plain and simple. You did not get processed in your plant.
well, it was challenged a few years ago to maybe to do just that, and they didn't change it. The planning commission went back to that, so,
I don't understand why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Something like this, well, I mean, it's like you say, swimming pools or something like that, or wash out everybody's
Yeah.
car in the neighborhood, but this is just a big mistake. My parents, they can't hardly hear, they got the TV on loud, they couldn't hear any water, and I think because it's a service line that was away from the house, you really wouldn't hear it running as much.
Mhm.
And it was just an honest mistake, and like Bob said, it just, I don't understand why, it's clear cut that it should be, sewage should be taken off, but.
yeah, well, not in the ordinance, it isn't, but that's what that's what we're up against right now, because it tells us we have to do something unless we want to change that and change it for everybody, you know?
I'm just saying, this is too late for this, but as a board, I mean, the planning commission recommends something, you guys can say, hey, you know what, no, this.
Well, we had a lot of discussions about the last situation when it happened. It's the same situation.
Yeah, that's unfortunate too,
This
you
is
know?
where it ended up.
And again, I was victim of that circumstance a few years ago, same thing.
Is there a way for, like, the township to notice high usage and?
You only read every 3 months.
Yeah, they read it every
We do a
third
different
month.
section every month, but it's each
Of course, the meter
quarter.
was read, and I'm pretty sure that they knew there was a problem if you didn't already notice it by then. I mean, because she would definitely say, that's crazy.
Right,
You know,
she
that-
would.
that's how a lot of them get caught.
Alert, right.
Because if it was noticed, you know, then they could have called them and said, hey, you've got a problem here, go check.
Yeah. If it was the time for the meter read and they would have noticed it, they definitely would have contacted you for it. And I don't know if that did happen, or you noticed it before the bill was, or the meter was read again, you know? Because that's the only way they would know,
Between, right.
is when they read the meter again.
So there's no alerts at the water township?
No, the meters read whatever goes through the meter, you know? So, What are your wishes, board?
Well, we have to stay with our existing policy.
Pardon me?
Stay with the decision that was
We
made.
can't, we can't.
Yeah, we can't
This is the
do
action.
it for
so
one and
if
not
someone wants to
another.
make that motion.
Based on the ordinance and the policies in place, I'll make a motion that we deny the request for a sewer credit amount of $1,483.44 as recommended by our DPW supervisor for address 3930 River Road at Unit 17.
All right, it's been moved. Is there support?
Support.
Ms. Horn? Any other discussion? I wrestled with the last one too, and I think I voted no on that too, because of the same reasons,
We did.
but I don't know. Anyway, clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call. Clerk Smith, yes. Treasurer Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Babak?
Yes.
Trustee Klein?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I know. Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Two. Supervisor Westrick?
I'll vote no like I did the last one, but it's not gonna do you any good. I'm sorry. We'll go back to the
We
planning
are
commission
sorry,
again,
but
you
it's the
know.
way it's written and we.
Hands are tied on that, unfortunately, because if we do that, then everybody else that didn't get that's gonna come knocking on the door and just. But I feel for you, trust me, and especially something like this,
Shit, we all do.
because it's a big bill. It's a really big bill, so.
Thank you for listening to us.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the planning commission again, and maybe we can come up with something different that, you made a point, I don't know who said it, but, if it's a certain amount of money, maybe we can do that, The other one wasn't very much, but this one being,
Some type of,
It's based on usage.
yeah, it's a threshold or something, there's clearly an we'll ask them to revisit it, anyway, let's see what they
I
say.
mean, it's an act of negligence on a 95-year-old man and a 93-year-old.
I get it.
They don't get out a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're at my father-in-law's for the same exact thing, and his bill was huge too. Luckily, when it's in the house, but it didn't go in the sewer, but he had the same size bill. It doesn't take long.
There is technology that exists today where
You can put a device,
I build it, I'm looking at putting the monitor on it and shut it off, and at least tell us something.
it's
going
really
on.
an initiative of the board to
Yeah.
want to provide that level of service to your constituents.
yeah, it's something we can bring
So
up
you can avoid
again.
situations like this.
Yeah, maybe the cost is not that much. See what we want to do in our meetings, next work session.
Shuts the water off, that notices excess flow.
Well, you would just set an alert to somebody saying, hey, look, your water use is excessive, and then get over and take a look.
Yeah, they'll text alert the homeowner if they
Yeah,
sign up.
right.
For that, to let them know.
Again, we apologize, but it's just,
Yeah.
I wish there was something way we could, we'll ask them to look at
Planning
that.
commission.
And maybe that will be a part of it too. They could
Have to be
come
on
up with
that.
these things to avoid this in the future.
Because
Because you're not alone.
I don't know.
You're not alone.
There was a rubber hose between two faucets that broke.
Pardon me?
There was a rubber hose between two faucets that broke.
Yeah.
Who's in control of both of those faucets?
No homeowner. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah,
Usually-
it
usually a
kills me
rubber
that
hose won't
you
go,
got
but-
stuck with a bill like
Yeah.
that, but I was just telling her the
You get a
same thing.
cold snap and
I
a whole
froze the
bunch of people
valve in
got
my
breaks
house,
everywhere.
and I didn't find it till I was washing the car, and I wondered why my water pressure was low. And I just got hit again. I got 3 toilets, and one of them was leaking, and I couldn't hear it. It's coming out of that damn flapper valve.
Yeah.
And I got hit with another bill, but I didn't waste my time. I know I'm stuck with it both times, so. But I've never seen one this high. I sympathize with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
Damn shame.
totally. I agree.
All right, new business 8, we added this as just a,
Uh-oh, audit it.
yeah, this is, I don't know what this letter is, but. This is for this year, we need to get started on the audit now, okay? Last year, we approved all 3 years, 23, 24,
Good night.
and 25.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. 23, 24, and 25's cost, it was approved last year, but I'm just making you aware that we're gonna go ahead and sign the engagement this year. Instead of 23,000 for the base audit, it'll be 24,000 this year. And now that we are,
I'm sorry, give me those numbers again.
Well, 23, we reapproved this last year. It was 23,000 for the base audit, 24,000 is this year. We're gonna go ahead and, sign the agreement for this year again, get them going.
24 for the base?
Right.
The only one up 1,000 from last year?
Yeah, but the good news is we expect a lot less extras at the end now that we've got this straightened out, between the other auditor and this one. So we should be in good shape with that.
Is this only for the township? It's not including the authority?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep. And we're gonna see what's going on with them, to see if it makes it beneficial. But there's a few good arguments for not having the authority with this, it's independent, unbiased, so, but we're checking into that, we may not do that. So, anyway, for this, so new business 8, just the approval to go ahead and sign the agreement for the 2024 audit to get it going with Yo and Yo, all right?
With the expenses as noted?
Yep, it's 24,000 this year, so.
Well, it's 24,000 for the base. Additionally,
Right.
fees for non-attest services listed on page 4 will be $13,025.
These are all the separate items. I'm sorry, you're right. Yep.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we sign an agreement
Charge
with,
separately for this stuff. That's all
authorize the
required.
township manager to sign an agreement with Yo and Yo for auditing services in the amount of 24,000 plus for the base audit, 13,025 for the extra services listed.
I have those extra services listed.
Right in
It's on the
front. I'm
second
sorry, I
page
have it
from the
right here. I
last.
thought you made a copy of this too. but-
No.
Second page from the last, it has it in the middle.
Oh,
Yeah.
instead of a chart, it's in paragraph
Right.
form.
There's a-
Okay, because I
there's a-
kept seeing Vern had something.
Oh, we
There's
got
other forms,
longhand?
we've got F65
didn't see
prep, GASB 68,
Right before
all that stuff we did
Oh,
last
I
year.
see it.
GASB
Okay.
75, all that stuff. OPEB valuations, for our retirements. That we gotta keep on track all the time, so. Did you check the math or not?
No. Well, I don't have that sheet that you do. I have just the letter in front of me.
Yeah.
The engagement letter. I'm sure the
This-
engagement
this
letter
is a
is
secret, evidently.
more accurate than whatever that is that you have.
Whatever that is.
How do you know that?
Because they're the auditors. I'm pretty sure if they're not gonna be accurate with that, we got a problem.
We should have-
I look at it in chart form.
Yeah.
We hope, right?
People,
That's a
right?
mouth, that's
Yes,
a-
yes,
I'm
yeah.
thinking, where is
Just a
Vern
quick
giving
check,
this
it does
out?
add up.
Yeah.
No, so it's 24,000 and the 13,025. We'll go ahead and get them working on that. Is there a motion for that?
I made the motion.
Is there support?
I'll support.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
No, we're gonna have a vote. Roll call vote.
Well, I
Clerk
think we
Smith?
approved it last year, but all right.
Yes.
Fine.
Treasurer Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Bebach?
Yes.
Trustee Klein?
Yeah.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Supervisor Westrich?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
New business 9, something I just added on there. We have a person interested in serving on the St. Clair Marine City Fire Authorities with me. He's a previous firefighter, been through all the training, retired. His name's Bill Furtaw, and he said he'd like to go ahead and do that, so I'd like to go ahead and appoint Bill Furtaw to the fire authorities to serve with me, and it's gonna see how it goes. So we'll get him
Support.
started now.
You
so-
made that a motion?
Yes.
I'll support.
Okay, Mr. Richley did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can, I don't care.
You got it.
All right, so that's,
Effective
good.
tomorrow?
yeah, effective tomorrow. We'll get your address and everything first too. Yeah, we just had one today, and another emergency meeting for Marine City Area Fire Authority, so but it's good to have a second person.
And is
Sure.
that for both St.
Yes.
Clair and Marine City?
Yes,
What happened to the person we had?
he just died.
Oh,
I said that earlier, but I'm sorry.
oh, I didn't hear you
Yeah,
say
he
that.
passed
Oh,
away.
Oh, my goodness, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was sad. I didn't know that.
I didn't mean to laugh, but the
Yeah.
expression on your face when you heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I was surprised too,
I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah, we heard it earlier.
He wasn't very old. I was very surprised.
Oh, my.
And I want to express our condolences to his family as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
It's very sad. All right, that's it for the agenda. I have a few announcements I want to make about.
How old
what
was that
happened.
guy that passed away?
I think it was 61, rumor, but Scott Victory.
Still a young man.
He helped me a lot on that because he was on there before I was, bring me up to speed when I got going, so.
Wow.
We will miss him, and it's very sad, and
Yes.
sorry to hear that. On another note, we have another sad thing that happened in our township. I'm sure you all know, I've been sending you some emails, but the
Yeah.
fire there at Bree Manor was 24 units. They're all inhabitable. Some of the sea is possibly maybe be saved, but of course, smoke damage is gonna take a lot. And a lot of the walls and ceilings of the few of those units came in too. So for the most part, it's a total loss.
Wow.
They got there quick, and there was 8 departments that responded for, to help
Wow.
us with mutual aid, and they got it out fairly quick, but it was rolling. And everybody got out. One woman had some severe burns on her hands and feet. She was hospitalized, and to my knowledge this morning, that someone told me that she did get discharged. We've been working with Homeland Security Emergency Management Group up at Port Huron for St. Clair County. They took the lead with it, and they set up a small conference room at St. Clair just to meet with the people. And then the Red Cross came in and assigned caseworkers to everybody.
Excellent.
So now, they've all been through that first go-around, and starting tomorrow, they're gonna start with the second go-around again. There's a few people that have found apartments on their own.
Good.
But again, this is a low-income facility, so it's tougher to find places like that. There's not a lot around. With what happened, there's called a letter of entitlement that they get from the state or whoever, or maybe it's the Bree Manor people, but this entitles them to go to the top of any waiting list for that type of assisted housing.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So, it's good in that the next opening is theirs, but there's no openings
There's
right
no-
now,
Right.
so it might be 6 months before someone moves out or
Sure.
something happens, so you gotta play that too. And we're talking 24 units. There's only, I think, 6 in St. Clair County apartment complexes I was told. It's different than a Section 8 and other ones too. So
Right.
it's difficult, so we're working to do that. I think there's 9 people still at the St. Clair Inn in the rooms there, and we're working to get through a final answer for them too, but we're still also dealing with the other people too, because they're with family, friends, whatever. And they have needs as well, because everything they had is gone.
Boy, that's terrible.
Yeah, we were able to get some keys for some of the people, because the keys to their vehicles burned up. They didn't
Oh, man,
they
that's
don't have a driver's
Right, it's
license,
all me.
they don't have a birth certificate,
Imagine.
the keys burned up, so they don't even have that, and they don't have a driver's license to get their keys, so we wrestled with that for a while. But, we're gonna try to put together a list, maybe tomorrow, I'm gonna see if we can put it on our website of the needs. St. Clair County Strong, or SCC Strong, is the disaster response fund with the community foundation that received a very large donation last year, I think mid-year, to this, so we're the first event to use it. Where they have money to come out and just put them at the end, whatever they did, Then we go to phase 2 is, finding out the needs, see where they gotta go. Now, phase 3 is gonna be where they leave the temporary housing and they find someplace permanent, whether it's a shelter somewhere or whatever we do. But not us in particular, it's more or less disaster response emergency team and the Red Cross now. Our hands are off of it,
Okay.
I made sure that everybody had a roof over their head
And
Sunday
I will
night.
commend you for
No.
that. All the things that you told me that happened and how you handled it, thank you.
It was a fiasco, and
Good
it's my
job.
first one, so I didn't know what I was doing, but I wanted to make sure.
Good job.
They ask you questions on TV about, this building was this, and, when do you think, my answer was, I don't care about this building, I care about the people that were in it, that's not my concern, it really isn't. So, that's what I cared about. We made sure that our residents were safe that night, and we did.
Yeah, I read your email. That was really, that's a hell of a job that you did.
Well, we've been following it.
For not
and-
experiencing something like that before, I said, holy shit, man.
Yeah, just common sense, I think, make sure
Yeah.
they're safe, but.
Yeah, but somebody's gotta take the lead.
Yeah, well, I
very
was
well.
able to get a hold of Randy, the CEO of, Community Foundations, and Justin Westmiller is the director up there at the Emergency Management, and they helped me a ton Sunday morning, about what to do, and they said, they're not getting on board, we decided where they're gonna go, stuff like that. But now, they're trying to identify needs, and they're great, so anybody that wants to do it, anything monetary, it would be best to go to sccstrong.org and donate there. That's the disaster relief fund. So just anybody out there that wants to donate monetarily, that's the best way to help if you can.
Say that again, what's that website?
It's sccstrong.org.
SCCstrong.org.
Yeah, it's a second page on Community Foundation's website. If you
Okay.
can't find it, just go to Community Foundation, but it's a special disaster relief fund that helped us with that.
Okay.
They spent a lot of money. They gave, temporary phones to people that lost their phones. A lot of people lost their medicines. We had to try to get their medications back. So, there's a lot to that, stuff they don't think of, if you lose everything, what would you think? Oh, and
Right.
you know how today you're, without a phone, you're in trouble. That's the only way you communicate anymore. There's no home phones anymore. But they're doing a great job following through, and hope by Friday we'll have a plan for them all. We're wishing that. A lot of people have expressed, yes, we'll do something monetarily. A lot of the dealerships, I can't tell you how many people called me and emailed me. They're sending money in. But there still is a desire to want to donate physically. You know how people love to do that, fill a truck
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
And the LaFontaine Group wants to do that. They're giving, they pledged a bunch of money per dealership to send to the Strong, but they want to have their employees. So we're going to put a list together, and maybe we'll get it on our website about that separately, because I haven't got anything from them, but I know that they'll need certain items. We're going to go over, like blankets, towels and washcloths, stuff like that, toilet paper, paper towel, any of that kind of stuff that we think we can come up with. And we'll identify the need by each person, but we'll come up with a list, hopefully by tomorrow, just put it on the website. People that want to do that, maybe they can drop it off here. And I'll make sure that the people that need it get it. So I can drive it to them. I've been doing that for a week, so I'll go see them and make sure they're doing good. We'll give them what they can use. So, but yeah, all in all, at least we, nobody got killed.
Right.
And that's a good thing. So there is one family with 2 young kids that was affected, and
It was our employee.
yeah, Suzanne.
Where I work.
Yeah, Suzanne did a pretty good job of meeting up with them, and we met on Sunday to get diapers and everything in Neiman's and get them set up. But they lost everything, So what are you gonna do?
I talked to Suzanne today, and I know we have a student, and they're trying to help in every way they can. And I know that they opened up the building for the displaced people that Sunday morning. Not just her, but, there was custodian and head of our operations. I mean, I think the whole community really came together, and I really appreciated you sending us, emails and keeping us, because there was all kinds of misinformation
A lot of misinformation,
out there.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's hard to disseminate through that, but we tried to
No,
make sure that the source was correct.
well, thanks
and
for everything
go
you
from there,
did.
but- Yeah, that's no problem. That's my job. But anyway, that's a sad note, but hopefully it's getting better.
Right.
All right.
Good.
And if anybody's got any questions, then feel free to ask, but we're moving through it. So again, last Monday when we had to cancel, it didn't break my heart.
Right.
I actually hadn't even slept since
Last thing on
12:30
your
Sunday
mind.
morning. 'Cause
Yeah,
when
I thought I missed something in the meeting. I came up here, I'm sitting in the parking lot. There's nobody here.
Well, we couldn't.
I said, I must
couldn't
not have
get
paid
out.
attention to that meeting, so when I got home.
It was your fault.
Then I saw the email.
Yeah, I was like, no,
I do have one, just as a
It was
quick
bad,
comment
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, we're making sure we call,
notification
text
system.
people on their phones and
Yes,
stuff.
from
yeah.
now on, I would like to formally request anything timely, text me or call me on my phone.
Yep.
I don't
yeah.
read emails all day.
We've
I
already-
Yeah,
have
me neither. I
200
look
junk
once.
emails,
I
that's
don't
all I'd be
either,
doing
yeah,
is sitting
so-
on my phone all
I
day.
mean, it didn't kill me. I didn't give a shit. I just said, man, I
No,
must not
but
have paid
another person
attention.
came and I didn't know until
Yeah.
3:30 and I was getting everything I had going on the day ready for me to
I
start.
sent you a text at 4:30.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we got that corrected, because that's
Okay.
exactly right, but I was so deep in
I
everything
think the
else.
board needs to we have township cell phones, there's no reason we can't be texted or called.
Yeah. We,
Quick, whatever,
yeah,
a group text, done.
it
Everybody
started
knows.
at 12:30 in the morning when the fire chief called me and said, you
Timely.
gotta get someone making.
Oh, yeah.
phone calls." We went through, from what my best estimate is, I have to check with Travis, but it was half of that tower in the 2.5, 3 hours it took. It was like 250,000 gallons of water we used. You got that many people's apartments sucking it at 1,500 gallons a minute.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that's just an estimate that, we thought we came up with, and that, it could be more, but
were they able to find out what happened?
But we immediately get our people in and they start making water, you know? And our
No,
DPW
I'm-
supervisor came in to make sure the hydrants were working and all that, because it was cold. So, and they had to work to get some of them shut off because they wouldn't shut back off, you know, 'cause either the age or freezing. But, yeah, our people responded well. They did their job. They did it very well, and I thank them. And I want to, as a board, I feel we should reach out to the 2 police officers that
Yeah.
reached, you know, they went into the building. And it was not their job, and yeah, they can get in trouble for it, but I would have done the same thing.
The St. Clair
I
Department?
think most people would.
St.
Clair
Clair
Police
St. Clair
Department?
Fire Department, the 2 officers went in
Yeah.
and got the people out because nobody was there yet, and it was that much on
Not
fire.
St. Clair County?
No, St. Clair City
St.
Police
Clair.
showed up first. And that's a heck of a thing, you know, you mutual aid respond right away to that.
Right.
And, you know, they had smoke
So they saved
inhalation and went to the
lives.
hospital. They got
Is
treated,
there
you know.
some way we can recognize them at a meeting?
I want to, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We're gonna have them come here and recognize them here
right.
in the near
I think we
future.
need to do that.
Yeah, because.
Good idea.
You know, yeah, a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't have done that, you know, it wasn't really your job. I don't, I'm sorry, I think I'd have done the same
You save
thing.
lives.
You know, you know, a lot of those people can't move too well.
That's like that guy on the subway car in New York.
Yeah,
Somebody gotta step up.
yeah, that's right. And they did a tremendous job for us, so I wanna
Vern,
do
do you know
that.
what they know a cause?
I
Aren't they
haven't
saying-
heard officially from the chief, so I can't say, but it was not on purpose, it was an accident,
Yeah, I
So,
feel-
you know.
thank goodness.
Something that happens, a lot. But anyway, that's all I have. If there are any questions on that, if not, anybody else have any comments? Not, I entertain a motion.
So moved to adjourn.
Is there support?
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good meeting. Yep.